Your name, please.
Eduardo Ibarra, MD.
Okay. And your professional position, what is your work?
I am the president of the College of Physicians and Surgeons of Puerto Rico.
In Puerto Rico. And what brings you to Washington, D.C. today?
We came to ask President Obama to recognize single-payer system as the most humanistic and proper way of taking care of the health of the American people, including Puerto Rico. And we are asking the President and the Congress to make Puerto Rico probably the pilot program for a single-payer system to be instituted all over the United States.
How many doctors are with you?
We came around 25 doctors in representation of 13,000 doctors that are the amount of doctors in Puerto Rico.
And you were in front of the White House, right?
Yes.
And what did you tell the president, or did you deliver a letter to him?
Well, we sent a letter previously, and we are sending letters continually through the representatives of Puerto Rico in the Congress and the White House, asking him to first do what is called a single-payer national healthcare system for all the United States, and as I said before, to include Puerto Rico, and preferentially to make Puerto Rico the first place to institute such a plan.
So it would be similar to Canada, where Saskatchewan became the first province to pass single payer, and then the whole country saw what a good idea it was.
Absolutely, and there is a parallelism with public education around 70, I guess it was, when the public education was instituted in the United States. Same happens, you know. People say this is going to go against private education. This is going to be very bad for whatever, and you know, through the centuries, you can see that both public and private education have survived. They both are doing well, and when they start with public education, they start in a state. I don't remember if it was Pennsylvania or New Jersey. They start with a state. It was a tremendous success, and then they took another state, and so on and so forth, like Saskatchewan with the health story over there in Canada.
So could Puerto Rico decide on its own to implement single payer?
Absolutely. Puerto Rico have all the capabilities of doing it. Of course, with the help of the federal government, it will be much easier in terms of funds, you know. But Puerto Rico actually is spending much more of its gross national product than the United States. The United States is spending, I guess, around 17%. Puerto Rico is spending almost 20%. So, and there is many people, you know, having the worst of healthcare in Puerto Rico. There are 500,000 Puerto Ricans without any healthcare plan. So it's the same problem here.
What percentage of that is of the population? What's the population of Puerto Rico?
That will be around 12.5% of the population without any health plan, because the population is around 4 million people. So that will be around 12.5%.
Well, is there an effort in the legislature to pass single payer in Puerto Rico?
Well, we, the College of Physicians and Surgeons, are calling the attention of everybody in Puerto Rico, and surprisingly, all political parties and every single legislator say, yes, I agree with it. It's social justice. It's very good. We believe in it, etc. But when it comes to taking action, things change, as you know, because obviously there are many different, very, very high interests involved. So it's kind of difficult. Same as here. I'm sure that if you ask person by person, most of them will say, of course I believe in good health for every American. Nobody's going to say, I don't want good health care for every American. But you know, when it comes to do it, it changes.
So one last thing, single payer would effectively wipe out the private health insurance industry. Do you have any qualms about that?
Not really. And in fact, I believe the insurance industry can survive in parallel with single payer, because there are many other options for them to cover. They can cover things that the single payer will not cover, like probably cosmetic surgery or cosmetic dentistry, or many other things. And I think there is enough American ingenuity in those industries to survive. Now, one thing is to survive, and another thing is to make trillions of dollars of profit. That's two different things. Surviving is one thing, and even for us doctors, it's probably we will have to give up some of our salaries, or it doesn't matter. I mean, that's why we study medicine.
Thank you, Doctor.
My pleasure.